Hey, Heather Abraham.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, is this your family?
It is. This is baby Sunny. This is Lila. And this is my husband, Frank.
Well, do you have time to answer some questions?
Sure, of course.
So, beach or mountains?
Definitely the beach. You got your hands full, huh?
Yep.
Definitely the beach.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee all day, every day.
Favorite dessert?
I would say every dessert.
Facebook or Twitter?
Instagram, but I love Facebook.
How did you get into the news business?
I was in high school, like that's where it all started. I went to high school with this guy, John Soboleski, and he asked me to participate in a high school football program, like a show. I fell in love with the people and the program, and started doing the morning announcements in high school. And from there, I just fell in love with news and knew that it was what I wanted to do.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Shaler area.
Who's the one news person who has influenced you the most?
I would say Nora O'Donnell. She is an inspiration. She is smart and talented and can ask the tough questions. She also lets her personality shine through and really draws you in, and she's definitely someone that I aspire to be like.
If not TV news, then what would you be doing?
Some of the guys back at the station called me Nancy Drew when I first started at KDKA. I like to investigate, and so I think that I would probably be a police officer or a detective.
If you played for the Pirates, what would your walk-up song be?
Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa, I think. He wrote an entire song about two colors, but it's Pittsburgh, and I love it.
Who is your hero?
I would say my husband. He probably is going to kill me for saying that, but he's a Pittsburgh firefighter, and he does something that most people would run away from. He runs into burning buildings, and he's not alone. There's so many firefighters in our area that do that same thing, and he does it to help people. He does it to save people, and I admire that so much about him.
So your husband had a pretty bad accident.
When you almost lose somebody that you love, I think that it's always going to change you. When I got that call, I was terrified. I was terrified that he could be close to death, or that he could be paralyzed, and that our life would be forever changed. And we had a 1.5-year-old daughter, and I was so scared. And I think when you're that close to losing somebody that you love, that it's automatically going to make you appreciate things about life a little bit more.
Who would you love to interview?
This is tough because our job takes us in so many different directions, but I think it would be really neat to interview Princess Kate. I think, you know, she's a mom and a princess, and I can't imagine what the pressures are like for her, and I think it would be really interesting to pick her brain.
What work are you most proud of?
I was what's described in the news business as a one-man band. It gave me a great appreciation for every aspect of what we do in this job.
What do you like to do in your free time?
If I had free time, I would like to read more books. I love to read.
What's the last book you've read?
Well, we have a book club in my neighborhood, and so we try and read a book every couple of months. And one of our most recent was Child 44, which is kind of like a Russian spy novel.
What will you never do again?
I will never fly again with the Blue Angels. It was the most incredible, terrifying, horrible experience ever. Imagine doing something that you will only get to do probably once in your life, and you're nauseous and getting sick and passing out, and you want to enjoy it so much, but all of that is going on at the same time. I am so thankful that I was able to do it, and it was just such an incredible experience, but I probably will never do that again.
What is Pittsburgh's best kept secret?
Oh, I love hot dogs with chili from Coney Island in Newcastle.
Favorite Pirates player?
I love Andrew McCutcheon, but I love how he shares his family with Pittsburgh, and that just makes him so much more part of this town.
You had mentioned that he's going to have a baby. What kind of advice would you give him?
He will never be ready. People tell you to sleep now, you'll sleep when they're 18. And good luck.
Okay, how did you meet your husband?
We met at college at West Virginia University. He bought me a hot dog one night, and the rest was kind of history.
What teacher had the biggest impact on you?
I hope he watches this. Lee Myers. He wants me to call him Lee now, and I feel like I can't do it because he's always Mr. Myers to me. He really encouraged me, and to this day I still keep in touch with him.
What was one of your most defining moments in your life?
I didn't get to experience it with my first child, but with my second, I was able to see her being born. And I thought, this is why people keep having kids over and over again, because of this moment.
If you were the president, what is the first thing you would do?
That's a tough one. I, as a parent, have a new perspective on this, but I think that maternity, paternity leave is so important for moms and dads to bond with their children. So if I were president, that's what I would do.
What's one of the scariest things you've ever done?
My husband and I did, I don't know what it's called. We were lifted up, hoisted over a canyon in Colorado. That was terrifying. I would not do it now.
What do you love most about Pittsburgh?
I love so much about Pittsburgh. You know your neighbors. Hi! Oh, thanks, Denise. It's just so warm and welcoming.
Or what do you do for fun?
I think a lot of parents can relate to this. My definition of fun has completely changed now that I'm a mom. We love going to the zoo, Kennywood, Idlewild. We do a lot of things that families do when you're trying to entertain children, but at the same time, we're having fun as adults.
What's the best advice your mom's given you?
My mom is probably one of the strongest women I know. Not so much told me, but showed me what it was like to be a strong, independent woman. And I think that her advice probably came less in the way of words and more in the way of action.
What is your favorite app?
Bitmoji right now. I love it. Ask Ron Smiley. That's pretty much how we talk to each other now, is through Bitmoji conversations.
Tell me a Pittsburgh tradition you hope your girls will inherit.
My husband already has my daughter memorizing Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates, and I think that our Pittsburgh tradition is probably going to be love and passion for our sports teams.